Hello, my name is Vincent R. Orlando, and welcome to my website. I remember when I was 13 years old, my mother took me to a new orthopedic doctor. I was psyched because we were going in for a battery of tests on my muscles in my legs. I knew he was going to tell me that I was all right to start lifting weights, and that in a few years I'll be walking without the use of leg braces and crutches. I would be a normal kid. Dr. Z hooked each of my legs to about a half dozen electrodes. The technician turned on the machine and it immediately felt like my legs were asleep. At the next setting, my legs felt like they were being stuck by 100 dull needles. I begged for them to stop the test. After the test, my mom and I went into the doctor's office for the results. Without blinking an eye, he told me that I would never walk without leg braces and crutches. I could have my knees and hip joints fused, but then I would only be able to stand or lie down. No sitting meant no driving. I told him no way, then I walked out of the office. On the ride home, I remember just staring out the window. I couldn't even think. I was devastated. When we got home, I ran into my room and started bawling like a child. I even tried to climb into my closet so no one would hear me. My brother walked into the room, hugged me, and then told me not to let the SOB live my life for me. And even if it were true, together, there was nothing that two boys from Brooklyn can't do, especially when their last name is Orlando. What happened, happened. Let's just deal with it. As I grew older and moved from the adolescent to adulthood, I found out that life was going to continue throwing me curveballs until I learned how to hit a curveball. The last one started straight for my head when I was a little over 40. I was reorganized out of a job. For the next 7 years, I tried being an entrepreneur, selling air and water purification systems to becoming a licensed personal financial analyst, concentrating on a mortgage broker, then settling into being the next Donald Trump real estate tycoon. I purchased properties at the height of the market and couldn't sell them. I went through my retirement funds just from rehabbing 2 homes, loaning money to other investors, and just trying to cover my normal living expenses. I quickly went from middle class to bankrupt. I was devastated. I was angry at myself for making bad investments. I refinanced my personal home to purchase a pre-construction home. One bad choice after another. I hid from my friends because I was ashamed of myself. I tried to act like nothing was wrong, but it was so hard to carry on this fraud. Finally, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I tried to remember what things were like when I was the happiest. I tried to remember the things I learned about not quitting when I contracted polio, lying in an iron lung, paralyzed from the neck down, told I would never walk like a normal person, let alone be a catcher for the New York Yankees. I forgot something that I learned a long time ago, that the whys don't matter. Come up with any reason that you can live with, and let's just move on. What has happened cannot be changed. Let's just move on. So I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and I started all over again. Do-over. I started to analyze my mistakes. Not to point fingers or to lay blame, but to learn from them. I was mesmerized after hearing a man in the real estate business for over 40 years talk about the trends of the industry over the past 100 years. So I started to study the trends. I became caught up in the history of real estate investing because, as the old saying goes, if you don't learn from the mistakes you've made, you're doomed to repeat them. Is it time for your do-over? As a gift, I would like to give you instant access to a transformational guidebook entitled Divine Do-Over Document. The Divine Do-Over Document is a multiple-page guidebook to starting over and getting the do-over you deserve. Just enter your name and email address to the right of this video and begin experiencing the do-overs like when you were a kid. Do it now.